And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Hey, 382, Liz 50. Let's go, let's go.
Mike, 44's Mike. Check.
Where's your hot?
Silver.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Liz 50. Black.
Cousins on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Vontae Davis. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Get set. You ready? Hey. Purdue.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Roberts with it over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Everyone's got 4.
Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98.
The first carry for DeAndre Washington. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Hurry, get set, fellas.
Hey, hey.
694.
Carr to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing third down.
Get set, get set.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Four down, check. Four down. Check 99, check
93. Ready, set.
They'll go with a big back. This is Olawale. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Jameis Olawale, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Kai Forbath on for the extra point. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
44, Mike, 44.
Like the hot.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Cook following the penalty. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to...
Like the hot. Like that.
They run again on 1st down. Cook, solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here we go.
Double tight.
Rhino.
No. 3 down.
Like the hot.
Second down, Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. On second down, Cook. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Lucky 50.
Now a play fake here on first down. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Cousins now. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the ground, Cook. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
To throw, Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. In for the score. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position. So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Down. You wide at 8. Hey.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Finds Roberts left side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
We got 4.
7:34.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Express.
Hey,
Purdue.
got 4 down, 4 down.
Shotgun now for Carr. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
To throw his Carr. Caught by Nelson left side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Carr going to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Throwing his Carr on third down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain. And that's going to make it fourth down. Carr going to go on fourth down. That's to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's up to 7 for 7 now on this drive alone.
Hey, 4 down. Hey, Raider 2.
Carr gives it off to Washington, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
On second down, Washington. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Here we go. 6:37. Go. Get set.
4 down.
Go, Chief.
On 3rd down, Carr. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Minneapolis after this. And Forbath will put this one through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Lucky 50.
First down, here's Cousins, eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Cousins now on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Anthony coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Wide.
Throwing, Cousins, being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run, deep left side. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
So out come the Raiders. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Hey, 734. 694. Hey.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. Buying time to his left. He's got room to run past the 20. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
24. Hey. 734.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throw left side complete. It's Nelson. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Jordy Nelson, 77. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Forbath, the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Forbath out to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
To throw is Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. Whoa, shifty.
Whoa. Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Carr now on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. They were trying to get it to DeAndre Washington. And it's 2nd down. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
694. Express.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Forbath will put this one through, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive, go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. On the crossing route, complete. It's Morgan. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
On the give, this is Washington. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Right back to Washington. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first, here's Washington. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There was absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Hey. 4 down.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Now back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. The 30. Past the 20. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a 1-score game.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll start the drive with Washington. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Back to throw now on 1st down. By Cooper for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. He'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere, seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
You. Hey, yo. Under 10. Let's 50.
2nd down, Cousins. Flushed out right. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A nice gain of 21 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Cousins on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
They'll run with Cook, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Lucky 50.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Check. Lucky.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Hot! Hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Bottom line, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
You got 4. You got 4.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Cooper's got it. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Raiders add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And now out comes Minnesota. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very solid gain of 27. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line.
Tight end's right. Hey, 4 down.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued. Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him a couple. 2nd and 8. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Hey. 4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Shit.
Staying on the ground with Washington. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back. Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP. Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them. A handoff for Washington. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny. And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. They'll set up a throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Forbath able to convert the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Forbath out to kick this one away. And out now come the Vikings. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track. And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down. See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gibson. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Tight end to the left, tight end left. 4 down, 4 down. Hey, watch it.
Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it? No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. And now here come the Raiders. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a 1-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak. It certainly is for them. Now, I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them?
Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. They'll set up to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll drop to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. First down, here's Cousins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Will Compton in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
300.
Throwing, Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony with a pick. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
A give running left. It's Washington. He's to the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. DeAndre Washington, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Forbath, the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Forbath out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score. and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position.
Tight, double tight. Hey, 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 hey. Four down, four down, four down.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.